Picture this. The year is 1188. Jerusalem is the most fiercely contested city on earth, with perhaps 40,000 people packed inside massive stone walls that stretch across the Judean mountains. Sultan Saladin rules an empire from the deserts of Egypt to the mountains of Syria. The Dome of the Rock gleams with fresh purification, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre towers over the city. Somewhere, perhaps, returning exiles are weeping at ancient retaining walls. But what was it actually like to spend a single day here? Using AI trained on archaeological evidence and historical records, we've reconstructed what 24 hours in medieval Jerusalem actually looked like. We're talking about the real city, not just the wonders or the legends. Imagine the massive camel caravans blocking your neighborhood, ransom contracts you have to negotiate, and a population completely changing overnight from dawn to midnight. This is what life was actually like in medieval Jerusalem. Let's step back over 800 years. Dawn. The sun rises over the Mount of Olives and Jerusalem is already moving. You're standing near the ancient pool of Siloam in the lower valleys. Water is everything here, a life source, a defensive necessity, and a divine gift. Right now, it's autumn and the dry heat of the hills is lingering. The winter rains are coming soon. Water carriers are already out on the stepped streets with heavy goatskin bags. There is no massive river like the Euphrates here. They rely on deep underground cisterns that have worked for thousands of years. They're hauling water that will be sold in the market by midday or used to clean the stone courtyards. Women are walking down to the ancient pools with clay jars. Every drop of water has to be carried. There are no elaborate aqueducts functioning perfectly like Rome's anymore. Just the Gihon's spring and the deep, echoing cisterns holding the winter rains. You can see farmers heading to terraced fields outside the city walls. Olives and grapes are the foundation of everything. Figs, pomegranates, lentils, and barley. Everything grows because of careful terrace farming. Jerusalem means city of peace, but its climate is violent and unpredictable. Too much drought and your fields die. Miss the winter rains and the city starves. The locals have built an elaborate system of stone walls and catchments to control the water. It requires constant maintenance. Miss the maintenance and the system collapses. But right now, the water is controlled and the city is waking up. By the time the sun is fully up, you're heading toward the Great Esplanade, the noble sanctuary, known to the Crusaders as the Temple Mount. This is the main entrance to the religious heart of the city, and it's unlike anything else in the world. For 88 years, the Crusaders used the Dome of the Rock as a Catholic church. But today, the heavy iron cross has been torn down from the peak, replaced by the Islamic crescent. This isn't just a building, it's a statement. Jerusalem is changing hands, and this is what greets you when you enter. You're walking along the wide stone plazas. The air is intensely fragrant. Saladin has ordered a massive caravan of camels to arrive from Damascus, carrying nothing but pure rose water. Workers are pouring thousands of gallons of the liquid across the marble floors, scrubbing the walls to purify the mosque. The entire city smells of roses, thousands of people celebrating the renewal of the sanctuary. But today is also a day of heavy business. You pass through the market gates. Guards check the crowds, make sure you're not bringing weapons or starting riots. Inside, the noise hits you immediately. This is the commercial district, the street the Crusaders called the Malkisana, the street of bad cookery. Merchants from everywhere, French, Syrians, Egyptians, Greeks, Armenians. Jerusalem sits at the spiritual crossroads of the known world. You hear a dozen languages: Arabic, the local language, medieval French, which is spoken by the departing knights, Latin, Greek, and Syriac. Stalls sell everything, but today is a surreal yard sale of medieval European wealth. Departing Frankish knights, desperate for coin to pay their ransom and secure safe passage to the coast, are selling their heavy iron broadswords, massive war horses, and intricately woven Flemish tapestries. Incoming merchants are buying them for a fraction of their value. They control the transition of power, and that makes them rich. By mid-morning, You're at a scribe's office near the market. You need a safe conduct pass written, a ransom agreement. You're paying gold dinars to secure the release of a captured neighbor, and you need official documentation. The scribe sits cross-legged with a piece of imported paper and a reed pen. Arabic script, elegant and flowing, is being used. The scribe writes your name, the commander's name, the amount of gold, and the safe passage guarantee. Then he presses a wax seal onto the paper, a unique design bearing the official mark of Saladin's officers. When pressed into wet wax, it leaves an impression. That's the signature. Your seal is registered. If you break the contract, everyone will know. The scribes document everything. You pay the scribe in silver dirhams. Everything in Jerusalem is being measured and negotiated right now. Weight, volume, and ransom. The officials are obsessed with precision to ensure a peaceful evacuation. By noon, you're walking through the Christian quarter, and there, rising above the dense stone buildings, is the massive rotunda of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, one of the most sacred sites in the world. Except the power dynamic has entirely flipped. When Saladin conquered the city, he didn't destroy it. You see massive stone facades with intricate carvings and pilgrims weeping at the entrance. How is it managed now? Under the Crusaders, the Latin Catholic priests had expelled the Eastern Orthodox, Coptic, and Syriac Christians. Today, you see the Latin priests packing their golden chalices to leave, while Greek Orthodox and Syriac monks walk back up the steps to reclaim their ancient shrines. To keep the peace among the rival factions, Saladin entrusts the physical keys of the church to two neutral Muslim families. Whether you agree with the politics or not, the idea captures something important about Jerusalem. This is a city that bends religious zeal to the necessity of coexistence, that brings warring factions to the same courtyard. It's a city that declares, "We must figure out how to share this mountain." By afternoon, you're standing near the Western Wall, the massive ancient retaining wall of the temple complex. It rises in towering tiers of massive ashlar stones, some weighing hundreds of tons. The Romans destroyed the temple 1,000 years ago, but the foundational stones remain. To the Jewish people, it's not just a wall, it's devotion. This is where heaven and earth meet, where their ancient temple once stood. During the Crusader occupation, Jewish people were completely banned from living in Jerusalem. But right now, with Saladin's victory, a historic decree has been issued. They are officially invited back to the city. You can see the first returning families walking through the narrow alleys, praying at the ancient stones of the wall for the first time in nearly a century. Every ritual, every offering, every prayer in this city reinforces a cosmic order. Muslims praying in the newly purified Al-Aqsa, Eastern Christians singing hymns in the Holy Sepulchre, and Jewish families returning to the Western Wall. The priests, imams, and rabbis keep their faith alive, banish them, and they simply wait to return. The religious leaders take this very seriously. As the sun sets, you're on a rooftop near the market. You hear the call to prayer echoing from the minarets, blending with the evening bells of the remaining churches. The scholars are studying the texts. They've been tracking the shifting politics and religious laws for centuries. This isn't just religion, it's sophisticated survival applied to daily life. As darkness falls, you head home. Your house is small, with thick limestone walls and a flat roof where you might sleep on hot nights. A few rooms are arranged around a central courtyard. There are no windows facing the street. Everything opens inward to the courtyard for privacy and security. Inside, your wife has been managing the household, baking bread, securing the courtyard, and raising children. Women in 12th century Jerusalem have an incredibly heavy burden. They are packing to leave or unpacking to stay, managing the brutal realities of a conquered city. Your children are playing in the courtyard, boys and girls together. If you can afford it, your son might go to a madrasa or a monastery school, learn to read, and become a scholar or a cleric. But most children learn by watching their parents. Dinner is simple. Warm pita bread, baked in a communal clay oven. Thick hummus, olive oil, and lentils. Maybe some mutton or goat if you were lucky at the market. But most people eat meat only at festivals. The rich live very differently, in large crusader-built mansions with sweeping arches and servants doing all the work. But everyone eats bread and relies on the olive harvests. It's the foundation of life. After dinner, you might tell stories of the great sieges, of Richard the Lionheart, who is rumored to be gathering an army in Europe right now, of the ancient prophets who walked these exact streets. These stories have been told for thousands of years. They'll keep being told long after this current war ends. Late at night, the city finally gets quiet. There's no street lighting, no night economy, just darkness and the stars. You can hear occasional voices, the clanking of armor from the city patrols, the distant howling of jackals outside the walls. People don't travel at night. It's dangerous. There are bandits on the roads to Jericho and rogue soldiers looking for plunder. Because the locals know the dangers of the hills, you have sturdy iron locks to protect you and prayers written on parchment hung in your houses. Life is hard, but they accept it as how the world works. If they lived a good life, followed their holy books, and honored their God, perhaps things would go well. So, that was 24 hours in medieval Jerusalem. It wasn't just the Holy Sepulchre and the Dome of the Rock, or just the myths and crusades. It was the real city, with ransom contracts and olive bread, merchants selling broadswords, and the smell of rosewater flowing through the middle of everything. Jerusalem was already ancient when this day happened. The city had existed for thousands of years and would continue to be conquered and rebuilt by the Mamluks, the Ottomans, and the British. But in 1188, Jerusalem was the absolute focal point of the world. The city where demographic shifts, religious tolerance, and warfare reached heights that wouldn't be forgotten. They gave us a legacy of monumental architecture, religious devotion, and the painful, enduring struggle of coexistence. The Crusader walls still form the base of the city, and the keys to the church are still held by those exact same families today. Jerusalem fell and rose again, but what was built and negotiated here still shapes how the modern world thinks. Every time you read a history of the Crusades, you're hearing an echo of this exact day. This video is brought to you by the Paladin Learn History app.